our great-great-grandmothers would have been willing to be burned at the stake for the continuation of Yiddishkeit, for Judaism, for Torah. They never opened a page of the Zohar. They never saw the Eitz Chaim. Never. And so I don't think that it's Kabbalah that's missing.
I agree with you. Back then, our great-grandparents could get it from what you're saying is Nigla, the revealed stuff, but nowadays, people aren't there. It's obviously not working. The assimilation is so rampant. So whatever we're doing is not speaking to them.
I don't think that they were so learned.
Okay, whatever they were, that was then. And now we're in a totally different situation.
How do you know?
Because
how do you know that we're in a different situation? How do you know that what we're missing?
The people who are trying to go to the Kabbalah Center and who are dying to learn this stuff, they're not dying to learn the Chumash like that with Rashi.
But people like Justin Bieber, I mean,
yeah,
that the larger culture likes something doesn't necessarily mean that it has value.
That's true. We agree that it's coming down in the wrong way, and we have an obligation to teach it in the right way. It's part of the reason why we're making this film. But at the same time, I think that some of the Kabbalistic elements are so foundational that to not understand them and to learn the rest of Nigla puts you at an incredible disadvantage. And I thought it would be interesting.
I actually agree with that.
If Rabbi Shiff would read a quote or two from the Shla.
He came with sources. It's not fair.
16th century Frankfurt. And if you would just read this underlined section here. This is, he was mainstream, but also a Kabbalist.
So a loose translation would be that that everyone needs to should feel compelled to believe in the Spheros in order that he should be correct in the foundational faith, and that it's impossible to uphold the corners or the foundation of Torah without that. Well, so what? I believe in the Spheros.
But we don't talk about them. You don't talk about them. If you don't know that the Seder plate is based on Sphirot, and if you don't know that the circling, the Hakafas on Sukkot are based on Sphirot, and the whole system of all of Judaism is based on these things, how can you understand it if you don't know that? If you can't even name them, if you've never heard of them, how can you understand Judaism?
So why don't you tell me then why Kabbalah was always kept to a select few of the greatest people?
Because there was two elements of Kabbalah. There was theoretical and there was practical. And by the way, the theoretical was never outlawed. It was the practical stuff using the names of angels and incantations and doing all kinds of what we would call white magic. That was dangerous. And they were concerned that if you went down this path and you were going to end up doing these things and you would burn yourself, which I agree, and that we don't do that these days. But
so you're saying we've created and our great sages have held back the necessary elements to be a really good Jew because they were scared of Kabbalah.
One part of it, half of it.
It can't be true. Who was the person that decided that Kabbalah should be for the mass amounts of people? Who made that decision?
Well,
it's true that you have to believe in. What he's telling you is that you have to know that Kabbalah is real, that it's part of Torah. And if you don't believe in the Kabbalah, if you don't believe in that part of the Torah, then you can't believe in Judaism. You can't believe in the Torah because it's an essential element in Torah knowledge. That's what he's telling us. But who decided that everybody should learn the deepest secrets of those spheres? And that should be the focus of their study?